Good evening. We begin with breaking news tonight again from Toyota. We have learned that Toyota has just ordered its American dealers to suspend all sales of cars and trucks in half the models it makes. It's Toyota's latest reaction to the frightening stories about those runaway cars inexplicably speeding out of control. A story and investigation first reported by Brian Ross, who's here with the latest development.
Diane, this is a huge blow to Toyota, and it comes after reports of some 2,000 accidents involving these runaway cars and up to 16 deaths. People in cars in Toyotas, they could not stop. They took off on them on highways in tragic results.
We know how terrified those drivers were. They were calling into 911. Okay, which models are we talking about, and what have we learned about why they did it now?
These are the 8 models that they issued recalls for last week. They are the RAV4, the Corolla, the Matrix, the Avalon, the Camry, the best-selling car in America, the Highlander, the Tundra, and the Sequoia. All now sales suspended by Toyota, essentially telling its dealers we don't know what to do about the problem.
So they've recalled the ones people have. Now they're saying don't sell anymore, and they issued a statement?
They issued a statement. Hundreds of thousands of cars will now be frozen on Toyota dealer lots. They say this action is necessary until a remedy is finalized. We're making every effort to address the situation for our customers as quickly as possible. This is going to cost the company, Diane, hundreds of millions of dollars, not to mention the damage to Toyota's reputation for quality and safety.
They say address the situation. Initially, they said maybe the floor mats were somehow sticking the accelerator, but...
At first, they said it was floor mats or driver error. Then they acknowledged recently gas pedals. And others say there still may be other problems with the electronics and the computers. As to how long the suspension will last, Toyota says it does not know.
But no mention of floor mats in this statement.
This is something else altogether.
All right. That news just in from Toyota tonight. Thanks, Brian.
We begin tonight with major consumer news. Toyota announced just a few hours ago that it will suspend the sale of 8 separate automobile models in the United States. This huge move will allow the company to focus on fixing a high-profile safety threat. Toyota's taking off on their own, apparently due to stuck accelerator pedals. The dramatic action follows several serious accidents, a pair of massive recalls, and the reporting of our own chief investigative correspondent Brian Ross, who's got the story tonight. Brian?
Terry, it was an extraordinary move by Toyota, suspending sales and stopping production of many of its most popular cars, including the best-selling car in America until now, the Camry. In effect, Toyota is saying it does not yet know how to fix the problem of its runaway cars. Toyota dealers were told late today to suspend sales of 8 different models because the company says the gas pedals may stick and the cars run out of control. The models include the Camry, Corolla, RAV4, Matrix, Avalon, Highlander, Tundra, and Sequoia. 2.3 million cars of the same model were put under recall last week, but remain on the road, leaving some of their owners very wary. Today's action follows reports of some 2,000 accidents and at least 20 deaths linked to runaway Toyotas. Most dramatic, what happened to California Highway Patrol Officer Mark Saylor, driving a 2009 Lexus with 3 members of his family when the car sped out of control. This is what it looks like going 50 miles an hour on that highway. This is what it looks like doubled to the approximate 100 miles an hour the speed Saylor reached.
Our accelerator's stuck. We're in trouble. There's no brake.
His brother-in-law called 911 from the back seat.
Okay, and you don't have the ability to, turn the vehicle off or anything?
We're approaching the intersection. Hold on, please.
All 4 people in the car died. At first, Toyota blamed only floor mats catching the gas pedal and ordered the recall in November of some 4.3 million sets of floor mats. At Toyota corporate headquarters, the company president, Akio Toyoda, offered deepest condolences for the deaths. But executives claim the U.S. government had found no other problem whatsoever.
The question of unintended acceleration involving Toyota or Lexus vehicles has been thoroughly investigated by NHTSA's engineering experts without any finding of defect other than an unsecured or incompatible driver's floor mat.
That was not true, and Toyota had to admit it as the reports of deaths and accidents continued even after the floor mat recall.
Someone upside down in a car in the pond, and they've been in there for over a minute now.
4 people died the day after Christmas when this Toyota Avalon crashed through a fence and landed upside down in a pond in suburban Dallas. The floor mats were found in the trunk of the car, where Toyota had told owners to put them in the recall.
There's not one single issue that's causing these unintended acceleration complaints to rise to the top of the defect charts today. That makes it extraordinarily difficult for the company to deal with. So by neglecting the past problems, they're paying for that now.
Auto safety analyst Sean Kane first revealed the growing number of complaints from owners of runaway Toyotas. Kane says today's recall is an indication the company still cannot find the reason so many of its cars have taken off on their owners.
What's unusual here is the scope and magnitude of this problem and the fact that this is a crisis that Toyota is facing, that they're slowly it's spinning out of their control.
In addition to suspending sales of the 8 models, Toyota has also stopped production at 5 different factories in Texas, Kentucky, Indiana, and Canada, involving more than 20,000 employees. Some Toyota owners say the problem will still not be fixed, even when the company solves the sticky gas pedal problem. No one at Toyota headquarters in Tokyo early Wednesday morning would agree to speak with ABC News. And security guards ordered our crew to turn off its cameras and leave the premises.
One word explains why Toyota owners love their cars: quality.
The cost of the fix will be in the hundreds of millions of dollars for Toyota, and that's before the cost of its very much damaged reputation for quality and safety.
No other automaker has won more top safety pick awards than Toyota. So it's okay to be overprotective. We are.
Toyota says it does not know how long this sales freeze will last or when or how they will fix the problem. So it's worth reminding Toyota owners of what experts say to do if their cars take off on them. Shift the car into neutral, don't pump the brakes, and don't turn off the car because that cuts off power steering. For now, that's about the best advice possible for millions of Americans stuck with Toyotas the companies say are too dangerous to be sold by dealers. Terry?
It's a frightening problem and real problems at Toyota there that your team helped uncover. And